This meeting is being recorded.
What's happening? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Jacob.
Just give it a few minutes there. How's the weekend for everyone? Good, bad?
Not bad, not
Got my
bad.
wisdom teeth removed, so I couldn't take sales calls the whole week.
Good luck, man.
It sounds better now, though. It sounds like your mouth's like not swollen and shit. You can speak fine. Huh? Oh, here's the Stewie boys. Hang on. Look at this. Fresh out the sun. Yeah, we just did a call plunge right there, so we just finished up. Yeah, let me see here. Devin's joining. Cool, boys. So I know last week we spoke about the objections, and it seemed pretty helpful from what from in terms of your guys' takeaways. I think the big thing for me is just making sure that you guys have this dialed in, because you can really mess up the discovery and you can fuck up the top part of the call. But if you can dial in the end, even if you make a mistake, you can save it with good objection handling skills. So the biggest thing on this call is I want to first run a few role plays with you guys again, like last week. And then after that, I'd like to do some call reviews just to kind of go through everything specifically on the objection side. So Sam, I know you have one as well, which we can run through on this call. But first, let's kick it off with some role plays. If needs be, we can kind of go through the sheet again. But I want to see you guys run it one more time, like last week. So before I start picking people out, does anybody want to volunteer?
Real quick. If you're like shit at like objection handling, should you even do it? Like, should you at least,
Yeah, bro.
or
Of
should we
course you
have
should.
like the script next to us?
No, just fucking run it, bro. The whole point is that you fuck it up and I tell you what to do instead. Like, it's not supposed to be a thing where it's like, wow, you guys did great. It's like, I'd rather the people who didn't know how to do it tried, fucked it up, and I could tell you what to do instead. So if you should definitely, Eman, you run it first. You can do closer. Who wants to be prospect?
I could do
Come
it.
on, guys. All right, sick.
Okay.
Devin, your prospect, Eman, your closer. Just run Devin through what you sell or what it is that you're selling, and then we can run it from there. Eman.
All right, so I'll just start with the price drop.
No, explain first what you're selling them.
Okay, so I mean, this is fitness, so I'm just gonna get into like 6 months, and then 12 months, and then 6 months, and then whatever. Just drop the price like that.
Okay, cool. Drop price here. Just finish pitch, drop price. Let's do it.
All right, cool. So, usually how we start this off is we have 6K for 12 months. Now, obviously, you're in a scenario where you don't necessarily have to lose 100 pounds. It's not really that big of a deal, so that wouldn't be ideal for you in this scenario. And so in this case, we drop it down to 6 months for 3K.
3K. Okay, it's a little bit more than I was expecting. Do you do like is that all up front or?
Usually what most people do is they take care of it all up front and then kind of just get them started and next steps from there.
Okay, yeah, I mean, money's a little tight right now. I just don't think I could do all of it up front. I like the program and everything, but it's just I guess from the financial side of things, I just don't know if I have the budget. I'd feel like check out my bank account really quick, and I don't get paid till next Friday too. So I can see what my bank account looks like when I get paid next Friday, and then get back to you.
That's fine. I can kind of understand that. I can understand like, this actual investment, right? To kind of get better in your health, to actually go down from, where you currently are to down to like 180 pounds. That's also a massive step too, right?
Yeah.
And so like money aside, right? Because we can sort that out. Now, in your own opinion, right? Do you feel like what we have can actually get you down to 180 pounds?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I mean, why exactly? Like what is exactly that, we mentioned that maybe could help you?
Definitely just having more structure with nutrition and then the accountability as well. Because, like I said, I am really bad about cheating on my diet consistently, and even when I am trying to stay on point, I just still like can't seem to get it locked in with the nutrition. So definitely the nutrition and accountability.
Okay. And so, I mean, bro, if you had, the 3K upfront right now in your hand, would you be able to would you pay for it, or would you kind of just take a vacation, or what would you do?
Yeah, I would, but like I said, money's just not in the. I mean, I'm not like. Yeah, I guess yeah, money's just not like in the best position right now for me personally.
So like just to clarify, right? If you had the 3K right now in your hands, you do it.
Yeah, if I had 3K to spare and it wouldn't put me in a stressful financial situation, yeah, for sure.
Okay. I mean, you could take the vacation, right? So why'd you kind of opt in for the 6 months? Because you still
Uh,
have to show up for 6 months every day. Like, why would you do
All
that?
right, pause. Pause. Iman, that actually wasn't bad. You have the right framework in place. Like, you kind of know roughly where you're going. The only problem is that you're leaving it a bit too long. So I think, Devin, you were being kind of nice there. It's like you were kind of giving, it wasn't like
It
I
wasn't
think
a free objection. Like he went to payment plans, so I was trying to see like, is this a logistics thing, or should I just go straight into it? So I just tried to stretch it.
there's a few things, right? So does anybody else, before I kind of go into the calls, does anybody else have any pointers of what Iman did well and what he could have done better? I want to make it as like inclusive as possible for everyone to kind of chip in here. So even Devin,
I
Sam,
think when a prospect gives an objection, sometimes we're too focused on knowing the next thing to say that we don't actually acknowledge and make them feel heard. So towards the end, you're going like, oh, so if you had it, you would do it, right? Makes it seem like
Yeah.
that's what you're focusing on instead of like making him feel that like, oh, I understand that, finances are tight. So it makes it feel like your intention is just to sell, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. I felt that too. I
good.
was just like, what do I say next? That kind of
But
thing.
bro,
So
I respect it. You see, the thing is, like, a lot of people in here are quiet right now. I'm you, but it's like the fact that you've come up to me the first thing, and you're the first person role playing, even if you're a bit rusty, like that's how you learn. It's like when I started with Bill, the reason why I learned fast, and when I also worked with Jeremy, was because I wasn't afraid to just, even if I was shit, just get in front of the start role playing, so I could be told what not to do. It's like everyone just wants to do it to be like get it the right way. It's like I'm just going to prove that I can do it. It's better to just try it, fuck something up, and then have someone tell you what to do instead. So that's great feedback, Sam. Deb, do you have any feedback for Iman on what maybe he did well and what he could have done better?
I thought his structure was really good. Like he ensured that that it was the program for me, then that I would actually do it if I had the money. I mean, objection handling is my worst fault too. So I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So
yeah.
I think so. You asked the right questions. With the money aside question, you could have done it sooner. So if you remember Devin, he kind of started talking about it. So he has to go find the money, and he went on like a ramble, and that gives Devin an opportunity to explain and secure in his mind more of a reason of why he doesn't have to do it. So in those situations, like you want to cut it off, like just cut him off. Be like, when you decide, would you do it? I say, yeah, well, why would you do it? Like what part specifically? Like, why would you actually do it? I mean, you could just spend the money on going on vacation. Most people would just use the money, eat loads of food on their holiday, come back, new diet sets on Monday. Everyone kicks the can down the road. Why is that not you? Because the truth is, man, it's like you get the 2.0 version of yourself, the version of you who is 20 pounds lighter, who can look in the mirror and is proud of what he sees. What do you feel like he does when he's faced with an opportunity to take one right step or a step in the right direction? Right? Does he push forward and does he make a scary decision? And maybe he doesn't have all the finances, that's fine, but does he get creative to make it work? Or does he just keep kicking the can down the road? What do you feel like he does, Devin? Right? So you kind of have to, like, the more you expand on it, the more like you use reframes here, the more it actually lands with the prospect. Because with you, Iman, like you have the right questions, but if it just sounds a little bit like you're kind of just like trying to get through it, right? Don't be afraid to kind of go off script, which is like if you were in Devin's position and you were, let's just, obviously I'm not Devin's Jack, but let's just say Devin was like a typical prospect with someone who was a little bit heavier and trying to lose weight. Like, what would you say to that person? Like, without feeling like you have to stick to like these magic words, it's like, what would you actually say to him? Because for him to reach the version of him who is 20 pounds lighter, who does look good, who has reached the desired outcome that he wants, like is, just saying it's a lot of money and then just kicking the can down the road. Is that actually the right thing for him? Or does he actually have to lose this weight to feel good about himself again? Right? So when you acknowledge that and keep that in your focus on sales calls, the words come. The right word track comes because you know where you're going. So right now you have the framework. You understand the purpose of it. Now it's time to like actually use like real meaning behind it. Like actually use a solid reframe that's tied into Devin's situation. Right? Instead of like money aside or would you do it? It's like, why would you do it? It's like actually expand on that. Does that make sense, Eman?
Yeah, definitely. I
Okay.
Loki was looking at the script next to on my left, and so you just mind is always occupied with that.
Bro, the best thing to do is if we're doing these role plays, guys, just literally turn off the scripts. Because like the thing is
Oh,
like you might be shit scared, but the thing is like eventually you'll reach flow state where it's like the words just come. Like I was only talking to George. He's looking at maybe taking some sales calls at some stage, and he was asking me the same question. I was like, the best thing to do is like learn, like what I always say on these calls, the framework. So North Star, future pace, cost of an action, how to pitch, price drop, objection outlet, right? Don't move on until you've covered the things you need in each section. It doesn't matter how the fuck you ask them. What matters is what you get. It's the answers that you get that matter. You can ask whatever questions you want. It doesn't matter. But what outcome are we getting? Do we have his why? How long has he been doing it for? What's the pain point? How is this affecting his life? What's going to happen if he doesn't make a change? How is it going to feel for him when he is in a position where he feels good about how he looks? Once we have all the stuff, then we can build the urgency and objection handling to actually make a decision now, right? But it doesn't matter what I ask to get that once I have it. Does that make sense? Yeah?
yeah.
Cool. Okay, who else wants to go?
I'm rusty. I haven't had a sales call in a while, and objection handling is my worst thing. But I'll take the criticism.
Let's do it, Devin. Let's do it. Okay, who wants to be a prospect?
I'll
I
be
can be the
prospect, bro.
prospect.
Oh,
All right, Chris, let's
You can
let's
go,
do
bro.
it.
You can go.
all right,
Okay.
all right.
Devin, fill in Chris on what you sell, what your offer is, and then let's run it for the price drop.
Yeah, so I just do like fitness coaching. Typically, my ICP is people who are like 25 to like 40, work like relatively high level jobs. They're kind of, I guess, very structured in the way they do things. But yeah, it's fitness in general.
Okay.
Boom. Okay. Devin, go to the price drop and then ask for the sale.
So based on everything we went over, based on everything we went over for you to lose 50 pounds, for 1 year for the coaching and everything we went over, it's going to be 4,500 for 12 months.
Okay.
Because I usually never get that, so they usually go into something else. But all right, cool, man. So ready to rock?
I don't know, man. That's pretty expensive though, dude. That's a lot of money, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I can get that. So, I mean, I totally understand. I mean, a lot of people say that initially when I do mention the amount of the investment. But I mean, would you also say losing the 50 pounds, you could be more confident and fit into clothes that you generally feel better in was also a big step?
Yeah, but I feel like I can do that myself, dude. Like I don't think I need to pay like that much money to like lose it.
Well, I feel like okay, so if you feel like you can do it yourself, I mean, so you don't feel like this is the program that would be able to help you lose those 50 pounds?
No, I mean I think it can help, but like I just feel like I can do it on my own, dude.
Okay. Well, what parts about this program specifically do you feel like could help you?
I mean, I like the whole weight loss mechanisms and like the fitness, plans and all that. Like, I definitely think it can help, but like, I don't know. I feel like I could just do it on my own. Like, why would I need to pay like $4,500 or whatever?
No, I totally understand. I mean, remind me, how long have you been trying to lose the 50 pounds for again?
Yeah, maybe like 2 years, but like I wasn't really trying that hard like the first year.
You weren't trying. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know you said you weren't really trying very much, but like, if things like, I've never gotten that before, but
Okay, here we go, bro. All right, so
yeah.
you held it pretty well. And by the way, I respect it. The thing is with these role plays, guys, is that's super fucking uncomfortable. That there's 20 guys watching you. It feels like shit and it's like you're on the hot seat. But the great thing about it is that once you do it and you do a good role play and you actually get good at this, the sales calls get a lot easier. So this is way fucking harder than a sales call. It actually takes like balls to get up, take the mic off, and 20 people just fucking watch you. Probably study your words, mess it up until you don't. And then it works, right? So you went down the right way. Eventually we went for the buy-in, so like yes, could this work and why? And then obviously Chris hit you with I can do this by myself. You asked the right question, right? Which is like remind me, how long have you actually been doing this for? 2 years, right? Now Chris has been a prick, but that's the best way to do it in terms of
That's what I get, bro. Still, that's what I get. So I just wanted to emulate it.
yeah, that's the right way to do these role plays. I like that. So He said, so it's taken 2 years, but the first year I didn't really try. I say, okay, for the first year I didn't really try. What about the second year? What did you do for that second year? Right. So I asked that question. It's like, truthfully, bro, can I be honest with you? It's like, because if you really knew what you were doing and you had the mindset and the ability to do it, you would have done it already. Because there's two things. Either you don't want this and it's not important to you, or you just don't know what you're doing. Which one is it? Right. So this is where we can use binaries, where it's like if a prospect starting a ramp giving us loads of reasons, we can have like a close and a question with two outcomes. So I can say it's like, well, if it's taken you 2 years in the first year, okay, fair enough, we didn't really try, but that's almost worse now. Because we just had a 45-minute conversation about how when you've looked at yourself in the mirror, like how you've looked at yourself when you're going out wearing clothes and they don't fit, that you feel like shit. Now you're telling me at the end that you didn't really try for a year. And truthfully, man, like what I've seen, the people that do really well in terms of my clients, the ones that get the results are the ones that they're sick and tired of how they look. And they'll do anything and try anything there is to try and lose that weight. Now, I don't know what it's like for you, man, but based on that conversation, correct me if I'm wrong, but it kind of sounds like you're not too serious about it, or you weren't in the past. Is that right? And then he's going to lean back in. And so I can tell man, so if
Okay.
you were serious and this is actually something that's important to you, then why haven't you done anything in 2 years? Like, why has this not been a priority? Right? So you see how we can lean him back in then?
Yeah.
So before we ask, then it's like, we can't ask the question. It's like, what do you feel like it's going to work until we have buy-in? Yes, I feel like this can help. And here's why. If there's any buts, ands, or ifs, we have a problem. We can't go into objection handling until we have a clear yes, this can help me, and why. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I had a question. So like when he said also like that he doesn't feel like he doesn't need it. Do you feel like I also like something I could have done better as well as like done a pullback in a way, but like say like something like you don't have to or something? Or
Yeah, you can. That's basically exactly it, right? So when I say it's
okay.
like this doesn't sound like it's a priority, I'm kind of pushing back. I'm making him lean,
Yeah.
like him lean in. So I think in that case, it's like I wouldn't necessarily do it. It's like you don't have to do it. You could do it there. It's like in this case, it's more trying to get him to the reframe would be like, because in this moment, he actually might believe for a second, okay, I can do this by myself. So we have to remind him based on what he's told us that, okay, it's been 2 years. He hates how he looks in the mirror. His clothes don't fit him. And if it was really a priority based on everything we spoke about, then why the wasn't he trying? Right? If someone says things like, yeah, I mean, I'd like to, it's just like, I'm thinking of maybe waiting until like next year. It's like, then you can kind of lean back and look, when you never have to do it. Like most people just wait until next year. New diet starts on Monday and then they're 40 years old and it's kind of too late then. Right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the division that you want to be in or would you like it to be different? Right? So that's where identity frames, we can just start playing with them now. So if you see even there with the reframe I gave Chris, I used an identity frame between winners and losers, right? So when he's saying things like, oh, well, I didn't really try, I'm now tying that behavior with the behavior of the loser. So he doesn't want to be, people like to be congruent. So I'm saying, well, Chris, you just told me throughout this call that you hate how you look, you wanted to make a change now, and you'll do anything you can and draw a line in the sand to make that change, right? And now you're telling me that it hasn't been that important, right? So either you're lying to me and you're not being congruent, or you actually being a winner isn't that important because I label his behaviors with the behaviors of the loser. What does he have to do now to become a winner? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And yeah, I feel like that the objections that he gave would have came up much earlier in the call when I asked him like why now.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
cool.
Sick.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense. Thank you.
you can use those exact same things. You don't have to wait till the end of the call to use those reframes. You can use them up top as well. You know,
Yeah.
obviously you challenge a lot harder at the end. You want to build a little bit of trust with the prospect earlier on, but don't be afraid to go ham with these guys. Like call them out for this shit. You know, it's better that I'd rather see you guys go too far in those in a call than go and kind of like stay comfortable and kind of just stay like careful about what you say. I'd rather watch a call where you guys burn the fuck out of a lead. It's way easier for me than to show you how to lean back and actually take control then of the call and close the deal. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Got it.
Carter, do you have a question? Sam, I'll get you next, brother. Sorry, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
so as an example of a pullback, like Devin said, like what if like at the beginning of my calls I usually say like, and if I think you're a great fit for my team, I'll give you my one time off or something like that.
Mhm.
What about saying like for example, if they do say like I can do it on my own, like saying maybe maybe you're not a great fit for a team or something like along those lines.
Yeah, you can. You can play around with it. You can be like, look, man, like truthfully, with this program, it's like that you can kind of before you switch into future pace, you know, look, the thing I've seen the most between people that do really, really well in this program is that they have, and you label all the desired traits that you want this prospect to have. And the people that don't do so well tend to be the ones that just don't really, show up, or like they tend to kick the can down the road. So like based on what you've told me, I really respect the fact that, because you've done X, Y, Z and you've struggled with ABC in the past, that despite that, you still kept trying, right? Because truthfully, like what happens to people that just don't do ABC negative trait, right? So what we're doing now is we're like labeling a behavior that he has that we can tie into a winning behavior, right? And then label everything else that we know he wants to do and the way the conversation is going to go as a negative behavior, the behavior of a loser, right? People like to be congruent. So now we're going to be able to reframe and be like, oh, hang on, if I keep doing this, then where am I going to end up? Oh shit, I'm not going to get the result I want, right? So we can essentially plant behaviors and things we want prospects to have by using the identity frame. You can do that sort of like after North Star, go into future face right there. You can then label the traits he needs to be a good fit for the program. Like urgency, like why is this important for him now? And then say it's like all the people that don't join, all the people that don't get results have all these negative traits that we don't want, right?
Sweet. I appreciate that.
Got you. Sam, shoot.
Yeah, bro, I just want to ask, when do we use binaries? Because you mentioned to use it in a specific scenario. So is it only when they're being tough, or like you're saying something about using a closed-ended question?
Yeah, so I'll show you now. Actually, I covered this briefly last week. So binaries are really good, only really towards the end of your call. You don't want to do it at the like up top around like future phase of an action. You want to do it at the end. So once you've built a lot of momentum with the prospect, objection handling is like crescendo, right? So it's like you're slowly building up. You get your buy-ins. Okay, you pierce the smoke screen. Now you're getting money. Okay, you go through money inside. Would you do it? Is money a problem, or is it a symptom of the problem? And then in fear, once we get through, then we can start doing binary. So let me share my screen here. I think I briefly broke it down. Let me see. Here we go. So these are yes or no questions that force them to pick a side, right? So for example, it's like when we're doing like the 2.0 version identity, we can be like, this is a 2.0 version of like, what character traits do you feel like the 2.0 version of you has?
Organized, organized.
Right.
That's
And it's
pretty
the
much
1.0
it.
is the, or let's just say you say discipline, let's just say whatever, discipline, whatever, let's just say this as an example, right? Then we'll say, well, is the 1.0 version of you right now, like, does he want to be disciplined, yes or no?
Yeah, he wants to be disciplined, yeah.
Right. Is he tired of the situation he's in right now when he looks in the mirror? He's tired of seeing the 20 pounds all over his belt, yes or no?
Yeah, he is.
And Sam, I don't say it to be a prick, and I don't say that to come across as rash, but I say to you as a coach, because I know that right now what you need is not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Right? And so, Sam, truthfully, are you willing to draw a line in the sand and do everything you need to do right now, starting from today, to get the result that you know you need to achieve? Yes or no?
I do, yeah, yeps.
Right. And so there's a Sam right now, take the first step in the right direction, start losing this weight. Trust me, we work together, right? Get you enrolled. We run the onboarding call, right? Does he take that first step despite the fact that it's scary, but still keep pushing forward, yes or no?
Yeah, he pushes forward.
Right. And so what does the 1.0 version of Sam do right here, right now, to be able to become that 2.0 version? What does he do?
moves program.
Right. So that's just like an example, right? Just off the top of my head.
Okay.
But that's when you use it. So like once you've gone through fear, like after the end, the bridge analogy is like you go down to binary. So it's like, so first of all, Sam, like, just so I know, you feel like this program can work, yes or no?
Yeah, I do.
Right.
I do feel like it work, yeah.
Right. Okay. And you mentioned to me that you are willing and wanting to do everything you know that you need to do to be able to achieve X, Y, Z result, yes or no?
Yeah.
Right. And then it's crescendo. So you start asking the harder questions. Right. So it's 2.0 version, character traits, that kind of thing. Once we get those buy-ins, those binaries, we can label traits and behaviors that we know they need to have to be able to make a decision on call. Because the hardest thing on sales calls, it's not asking the questions, it's like asking the questions in a certain way, but we build so much emotional charge where they feel like shit. Like, this is just like, I never want to feel like this again. I'm going to do whatever I need to do, even if it costs 3-4K to just get fucking started. Right?
Right.
Now we have to be
So-
careful here. Go ahead.
Would you say that like part of the reason why we're asking these questions is to get like a lot of yeses, like to just get a string of yeses? Would you say that as well?
No, I think that's like a real 80s trick. It's like it's not about the yeses. It's about with them affirming the behaviors that they know they need to have. Behaviors we know they need to have to be able to make a decision. It's not just about like them saying yes, because it's a 5K program. Just because they say yes 5 times isn't going to be like a magic way for them to say yes to 5K, right?
Yeah.
It's the questions we ask that they say yes about themselves, about them, the character traits they think they have, right? So like them affirming that, okay, I want to feel confident. 2, I want to have this. 3, I'm willing and wanting to do whatever I can or whatever I know I need to do to be able to lose that 20 pounds, despite the fact that it's scary. Am I willing and wanting to work with this person to, cross this bridge, become the 2.0 version of myself, the version that I felt like when I was 20 years old, which is 5 years ago, so that when I'm in bed with my wife, I don't feel ugly or I don't feel, I like the way that I look, that kind of thing. Right. So it's the questions we ask. The more emotionally charged they are, we have to be careful here. Right. So it's like, again, like I said, I'd rather see you guys first go too far. But once we do that, then we can start working on push pull, which is like you kind of say, and look, I don't mean to be coming across as rash. And I know these questions are hard, but it's also hard for you to reach the point where you're 20 pounds lighter. Right. Because it's going to take hard decisions and hard reframes, hard belief switches that you need to make to be able to reach that point. Right. And I'm going to speak to you right now, coach, not on what you want to hear, but on what I know you need to hear. Okay, and then you can ask another hard question. Right? So you kind of soften the blow. You like pre-frame it so that when he says, like, fuck you, what are you talking about my wife for, or whatever it is, we can reframe it and say, here's why I'm asking this and here's why it's important. Okay?
Get it. Thanks, bro.
Got you, bro. Brian, what's up, brother?
What's up, bro? So a quick question. Let's say we are on a call, and this is what happens to me like all of the time. It's like they're fully down for the coaching. They're fully, bought in with what I do with them, like in my one-on-one coaching. And afterwards, I just drop the price. They're like, "Wow, that's like, very expensive. I just don't have the money, right?" Like,
Right.
what can I say to those people? Because I haven't gone through the sales mastery yet because I'm not in that phase, but I would like to get a little bit, of guidance with that.
Sorry, bro, because you asked the last part of that question again. My camera's after falling off the side of the table. Apologies about that.
Yeah. So let's say like they want the coaching, right? They know it's
Mhm.
the solution, and then I drop the price, and they're like, oh, like I don't have 3K or 4K to invest in myself. Like,
Yeah.
what should I say next? Because me, what I say is like, is it more a question of the coaching or the money? They're like, all of the time it's the money, and then I'm like, okay, like I don't really know what to say, right?
Yeah. So this is, I know you're in Europe, Brian, so I'll probably walk through a call ourselves. Just kind of walk you through the process. But
Yeah.
basically, there's, first of all, if people say I need to think better, like they're kind of hesitant about money. First, we have to pierce the smoke screen. So if they're straight away saying, look, that's a lot of money, it's like, I can appreciate that, but I can appreciate it's a lot of money and it's a big decision, but it's also a big decision for you to be able to get XYZ outcome, right? And so money aside, like, just be honest, like, would you do it? Yes, I would do it. Why would you do it? Like, what part specifically went over do you feel like would actually help you get X result, right? And then we can ask at the end, this is the important question. And someone, like, it sounds like you're pretty about it in terms of like what we do. Can I ask, like, is it more uncertainty around the program itself, or is it that you just don't have the investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is it more uncertainty around the investment, or is it that you just don't have the investment? Well, that's a binary question. So it's like two outcomes that they can have, which is either they don't have the money or they just aren't bought into you, right?
Yeah.
Most of the
Okay.
time, it's very rarely going to be logistics. It's going to be some sort of like fear or uncertainty. So there's a few different types of fear. There's fear of you, fear of the past, like past failures, things that haven't worked out for them. Fear of the future. Can they actually do it themselves? Will they get the outcome because of whatever limiting beliefs they have? So our job now, closers as coaches, is to be able to pinpoint the specific fear and then be able to reframe them as to why they're getting in their own way. And this is the best thing for them to do right here, right now. But
Okay.
Brian, what I'll do is it's going to be, to break all that down, it's going to be more than 25 minutes, 30 minutes to be able to explain that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to send you a sheet, a full breakdown to look through, and then
Right.
you can kind of let me know your takeaways and we can break it down.
Okay. And I got another question. So at what point do you ask him like, hey, so okay, so now I understand you don't have like the 3K or the 2K or whatever. Like, how much do you have right now to invest in yourself? So you can actually like do a like maybe 1K for or two payments or three payments or monthly payments. Like, at what point do you ask him that?
Yeah, so like that's your trump card, man. Like you want to look at to the very end where it's like, yes, but like
Yeah.
listen, I really want to do this. I just don't have the money, right?
Mhm.
And once we get that, it's like it's fine to go into logistics. The problem that a lot of people make is that they go into logistics too quick, and then it's like, well, you just told them they can join your program for a quarter of the price. What do you think they're
Yeah.
gonna do,
Yeah,
right?
that's
They're
my
gonna say
problem.
like, they're gonna be like, all right, cool, bro, yeah, definitely, that sounds way better, much better option. Let me still just go and think about that, and I'll come back to you tomorrow, and we can stick to that price. Is that cool? And then you're fucked. Because now they're going to go
Yeah.
think about it, they might not come back, and if they do, you're collecting like a quarter of the payment.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make
Perfect.
sense?
Thank you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Gotcha, bro. Okay, cool. Guys, I want to run maybe a call review or two at the end. I think these role plays are helpful. What do you guys think? I think these are pretty helpful to kind of see how everyone's doing it.
Let's get in the ring, man. Do some
Let's
sparring.
do it. Abhishek's ready, bro. He's got the background, he's fucking shadowboxing, he's ready to go. All right, Abhishek, your closer. Let's do, who wants to be prospect?
Samuel looks like a killer, man. I think me and Samuel got a spar.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Going
Sam's
on, bro.
prospect. Abhishek is closer. So Abhishek, run Sam through in case Sam you don't know what you're doing, Abhishek, what you're selling, and then let's run it.
So we'll do the B2B offer. I think that might be better. What do you think, Jacob? Because obviously B2C is a lot more pain and stuff. What do you reckon?
I still think the B2B offer is paying, but let's run that anyway. I'll show you.
Cool. So, Samuel, you're a fitness coach. You're doing like 3K a month. Let's just say that's you. Okay, cool. So where should we go from? Just the questioning phase and stuff.
Yeah. So after you pitch, drop price, and then like where do you want to go from? However you do it, like where do you want to go from here? It's like next steps, like however you kind of
Cool.
price drop and then ask for the sale.
All right. So let's say that I've pitched. I've shown you the pitch deck and everything. So yeah, I mean, the main thing for me, Samuel, before we obviously proceed and talk about the onboarding process, bro, is do you generally feel like this can actually help you?
I do, bro. Yeah, it looks like it helped me, man.
Okay. And why do you feel like it can? Like, what specifically stood out for you?
Yeah, you know that cash injection thing you got going on, and like all these like different aspects of your programs. Like, I just feel it could help me make another like 3 to 5K a month. Yeah.
For sure. And when you say 3 to 5K a month, you think going beyond that's possible as well?
What's that?
You think going beyond that's possible as well? That 3 to 5K per month?
Yeah, I don't see why not if I put in the necessary effort.
The year didn't sound too convincing, bro. Do you genuinely believe that?
I do believe that, man. Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess like I've run you through everything. You're confident this is gonna kind of help you, bro. I guess the ball's kind of in your court now, right? So what type of decision do you feel like you want to make from here, obviously, to get the best outcome for yourself?
Well, I mean, it depends, right? Like just like how much it's going for, everything like that.
Okay, so when you say how much it's going for, what we're referring to over there, is it a price thing or?
Yeah, like how much is I guess your program, man?
Yeah, for sure. We can obviously run through that, but again, like, just wanted to make sure you do feel like this is for you, right? And you're confident. That's the main thing for me, man.
Yeah, I feel like it could help me, but again, it just depends on the price as well, man.
Can I pause there, Jacob? If
Yeah.
it says that, should I handle that there and then? Like, oh, is this just a price dependent thing for you, or should I go straight in?
I would just drop, but these guys, bro, I just drop the price.
Okay.
Like if they ask me, it's like I just stay completely quiet.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right? It's like, because at the end of the day, it's like once you're confident at the end of it, it's like if they freak out, I don't give a fuck. I know I'm gonna get them anyway. So it's like I'd rather just drop the price, see what they say, how they react,
Cool.
and then I'll just objection handle.
All right. Yeah, man. So it's just a one-time investment of 7K.
7K? Wow, that's a lot of money, man.
Yeah, man. I completely understand that, bro. I get that, for you right now in your current situation, right, 7K is a lot of money. But I'm sure you can also agree that getting to sort of 10K per month, adding that extra 3 to 5K per month MRR is also a pretty big step, right? It's a pretty
Yeah,
big
it's pretty hard, man. Never been able to do that.
Yeah. And why do you feel like you haven't been able to do that so far?
Well, I guess I just don't have the right strategies in place. Like maybe I haven't found the right coach as well. because like me coming onto this call is also just for me to kind of like, compare you to other coaches. Like I have other calls lined up for the next day as well. So this is just, I just need to do a little bit of that market research before I make a decision.
And how long did you say you've kind of been researching for? You mentioned you was watching some YouTube videos of Hormozy and things like that for a while.
Yeah. I mean, researching for a while, but like actually getting on calls is, just recently.
Oh, so you've had more calls for this as well?
Yeah, and then also some after. So
Right.
I just, like I told the rest, like I can't commit on the call. Like I need to go through every call and then actually make a decision after that, because
Right.
then I'll be more informed in everything. Yeah.
Yeah, got you, man. I think if just being completely transparent and honest with you, bro, do you really feel like it's a case where you need more information or you just need more action and implementation right now to get you to where you want to be? Genuinely.
Yeah, that's a great question, man. I feel like a mix of both really, because how do I know if I want to take the right, like how to take the right action if I don't have sufficient information?
Yeah. And what's the only way we can get information?
You can get information by, maybe sitting on more calls.
Say one more call.
Yeah.
But respectfully, you said you've been doing this for a couple of months. You've already had a few calls, and if that was the right course of action, then don't you feel like you would have already added that 3 to 5K per month to your revenue already?
Yeah, perhaps I'm not denying that, like, I'm going full throttle over here, putting my best foot forward. But I also think like, people they don't necessarily marry whoever they first date, right? So that might have to be the case for me as well. I have to just see a couple coaches, see who works out the best.
Yeah, Jake, I'll be honest. I think with this objection over here, I've probably
Sorry,
been.
bro, I'm being really hard because
Yeah.
this is what I can't do as well, bro. So I just try to put it out there so Jacob could answer it. I'm sorry, bro. Like
Am
that
I
one's hard.
like and Jacob, I'm quite brutal. Like I'll just tell them, bro, like you don't need more information, you need to take action. Like why
Yeah.
the fuck do you think getting on 10 calls? Like I was gonna say, I think I heard Hormozy use this framework as well. Like, okay, what was it? Oh fuck, I forgot.
I know the one. It's like the only person you're going to get the most information from the person you're sitting in front of right now. So you're going to think about it and not have any point to like bounce your thoughts off. Something like that. It's like, it's not going to be,
Along the lines of that, some kind of frame.
yeah.
But you
I
told me.
I don't use that one. The best thing, first of all, that's a really fucking hard objection. So like when you get that, it's like, if I have that type of call, I'll actually always like reschedule the call until it's the last call, because like I'm wasting, it's a pretty hard one to get through. The one that works for me the best is similar to what you said. It's like, I can appreciate you have a few calls lined up, man. It's like, let's just kind of recap here and kind of go through what we talked about earlier on, right? So how long did you mention this is going on for, Sam?
Just a couple months. Yeah.
No, I mean, as in like you
And
struggling with
wait,
XYZ.
what's going on?
In terms of
Was
you
that
struggling with
for me struggling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said a couple months or something. Yeah.
How many months?
3 months.
Right. And then so those 3 months, what have you done to try and solve the problem other than booking calls?
Just done like research on the internet, YouTube.
Got you. Okay. And honestly, Sam, just being like man to man, like how's that working out for you so far?
Not the best, man. I'm still stuck at 3K. Yeah.
Got you. Right. So you being at 3K, Sam, and wanting and willing to be fit to make 20, 30K per month. That version of you who's making that amount of money, what character traits do you feel like he has?
I don't know, like he takes action. Maybe he's not just researching stuff. He's actually like doing
Gotcha.
something about it. Yeah.
Okay, you said something really important there. He takes action. What do you mean by he takes action?
Well, he doesn't just browse and he actually like, does something about it, because it's cool to save like Instagram views, but like that's not actually like, putting it into
Right. So
action.
Simon, if you know that for you to reach the 2.0 version of yourself that's making 30K per month, you have to take action, then why are we having this conversation? Because the truth is Sam, the grass is always greener. There's always going to be more coaches to speak to, but what's most important to me is that you feel like this is everything you need to get to 30K per month. Is that the case, or are we just wasting our time? Do you feel like this can actually help?
I do, yeah, I do.
Do you feel like it has everything you need to be able to make 30K per month?
Yeah, I do.
Gotcha. Then let's get the ball rolling. Right? Because what would the 2.0 version of you right now is making 30K per month? What would he do right here, right now?
Yeah, he would take action. He'll move
Right,
forward.
then let's do it. Right? So that's the
crazy,
power of
bro.
identity
How
framing.
did you do that? Like, what is your thought process going on in your head? Because I struggle with this objection a lot, which is why, like, I'm sorry, Abhishek, but like, I struggle with this shit a lot, bro. Like, every time someone tells me they have another call, I'm like, fuck. And it's like really hard to, like, I just lose my train of thought. So like, what are you thinking in your head to kind of get that
Practice, bro. Just practice. Like the thing is like now the identity framing is like a tool. I can just like on the call. Every call is different now. So it's like I'll hear something and say, okay, that's something I don't like you saying, but let me change it. Right. So right now, the belief that Sam has right now, speaking 3K per month, is that for him to get to 20 to 30K per month, he has to speak to more people to make the right decision. Right. So how do I change his identity and reframe him to make him understand that for him to get to 20, 30K, he has to change his thought and the behavior process. Right. And so I lead the conversation in a certain way. So first I anchor. So it's like I go negative. How long has this been going on for that you haven't gotten XYZ result? Okay, 3 months. Okay, so what have you done other than just booking calls? Right. So now he's going to give me most likely a negative response, which is research. How's that worked out for you so far, Sam? It hasn't fucking worked. Right. So I've reminded him that his thought process, his behavior so far has led to failure. Right. So now that he's in that position where he's admitted failure, I have to bring him back up. So then I ask him, it's like the 2.0 version of you, the version who is making 30K per month, who has the things that 1.0 Sam wants. What are the character traits you feel like he has? Right? Now you told me taking action. Then you can also lead that in. It's like, do you feel like the 2.0 Sam is a person who waits to make a decision and constantly looks for the newer and better and shinier option? Or do you feel like he takes the information he has right now that one you mentioned feel like will help? 2 is everything he needs to get XYZ results and explain to me why. And does he actually get the fucking ball rolling? Or does he just keep kicking the can down the road? Which one does he do? Right, so I'm not labeling him.
Okay, so just to be clear, it's anchor how long it's been a problem, ask what they've actually done so far, ask what results they have gotten from implementing what they've done, and then giving them the binary options of loser traits versus winner traits, and then asking them which do you think gets to the best results, and then labeling them as the person who is a winner and asking them what they want to do.
Yeah, in this case, it's character traits, 2.0 character traits. So it's like, what are the winning character traits of the winning version of Sam? What does he have? What does he do? How does he act?
Okay.
Jacob, what about
Okay. Wait.
plain
Yeah,
and-
go for it.
sorry, bro. Just plain and straight up, yeah. Do you just enjoy hopping on calls with people and just speaking, or have you actually got a problem you're trying to solve over here?
We're
Oh,
talking
you want
about
to roleplay?
No, I'm saying like, what would that frame be like? Like, do you just generally enjoy hopping on phone calls with people on Google Meets and wasting an hour, or do you actually genuinely have a problem you're trying to solve?
You can do it, but sometimes with you see the way like I lead first with questions before I challenge. So I get him to admit he's at fault before I start challenging, before I rip the shit out of him. Because that can work, but sometimes it's like if we just go for like, bro, you're being a fucking bitch, or like in any way imply that, it's like you're gonna be like, bro, fuck you, you know? Who is this guy? But if we say to him, it's like kind of like nonchalantly and get him to admit, yeah, bro, like I'm 3 months, I've just hopped on calls and you know what, I'm actually being a fucking retard. Then it's like now he's giving us permission to just slap him around. You know, I can now say that shit to him because that's what he admitted he is. He's labeled himself as a person who's been failing. So now I'm going to remind him and explain to him how much he's actually been failing. And he can't give out to me because we're both on the same page.
Yeah,
right?
strong.
Sick. Let's do this, boys. We have another 15 minutes, so let's do a call review. Does anybody have one that I can just pick right now to kind of go through? We can actually
I
run
do,
two.
bro, but my calls are long as fuck, dude. So like, I don't know if you want to review it right now.
I'd need a timestamp. I need like
I provided you with all the timestamps, bro, and the screenshots and everything. Yeah.
All right, let's do two. So Sam, let's do yours first. Pull up the timestamp at the end. Objection handler.
Yeah, but bro, honestly, I could just ask it right now because I remember exactly what happened. It was just fresh in my head. Is that better?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So basically, right, I've been getting like there is a part in my script. I don't use your exact script. It's from my other mentor. It goes like, we ask about what's an ideal fitness solution, so we get all the variables we want, and then we go like, okay, now understanding that these are the things that you want to see in your ideal fitness solution, would you kind of be like looking forward to moving forward with it now, or is it still kind of a later thing for you? And then sometimes you have people going like, yeah, it's a now thing, people deep in pain. But then other times that people just go like, Yeah, maybe in like a month when I'm all settled with my job. So to give excuses, right? Some people say,
Hmm.
"Oh yeah, it just depends on the cost." And so what I do is actually I do this thing you just listed, like I ask them like, oh, this is not the first time you've actually given this problem some thought, right? Like you've been thinking about it for a while, and so remind me again, like what have you actually done in the past to solve this? Is it more surface level solutions or deep level solutions? And then they'll say surface level, and then I'll go, okay. So I guess if it's more like surface level solutions, like do you feel like that's kind of the reasons why you have not been able to XYZ? And they'll be like, yeah. And then we'll go through the whole point, and then I'll go all the way down. And then they sometimes they just don't they don't close, bro. Like they just say, yeah, maybe I'll move forward with it, or they're not super keen still. I don't know if
Right.
this is a tone thing or what, but yeah.
When, at what stage of the call do you do that?
Late, bro. Too late. Like the call by the time the call is like 45 minutes in.
Yeah, like, because that's the thing. Is like most calls I have when I'm speaking to them at the start, they'll tell me they're just shopping around. Like I don't give a fuck if they said in the first 5 minutes, because I know when I get the cost of an action, like they're gonna feel the urgency to make a change. Like everyone who joins most of the time aren't like most sales calls I've had. It's not like a thing where they're even expecting to get started now, but it's the questions I ask them. It's the emotional chart. That's why, Sam. It's like if I were you, like if you have two mentors, like I would skip the one process or the other. It doesn't matter which one you choose, but I would just pick one or the other. The reason being is because when you start Frankensteining, it starts like it because like a sales call is like it's structured in a way for a reason. Like maybe the objection handling side you can keep, but I would pick one side or the other, because what you're doing is it's like when I get the cost of an action, the reason it works is because of everything I asked before and everything I ticked off before. When I get to objection handling and the way I do it, I use the information I got from the way I asked questions at the top of the call,
Yeah, I hear you.
right?
It's like, by the way, I've implemented everything you've taught me, right? I've
Gotcha.
intertwined it with my current script, which is why it's actually working because it's like it's kind of scriptless, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
by the time I ask this question, I have everything I need. You know what I mean? Like I have
Okay.
all the ammunition I need. It's just like if you look at the timestamps I've been sending you, like sometimes it's just like I feel like that I've got the buy-in, but then later when I pitch, right, it's like now they give me another objection that I thought I pre-handled. Like it takes me
Right.
so long because I pre-handled money, pre-handled like taking action now, and then by the time I pitch, sometimes they're still giving me the same objections, like, oh, I don't have the
Yeah.
money. I was like, "Bro, I thought you just said like you're ready to move forward
That's
with it
fear,
now, you know?"
brother. It's just fear. They're just making it up. So it's like it's just a smoke screen. Like it's at the end of the day, it's literally just their shit in their pants. We can kind of just like we can just cut through. It's like at that time, it's like, brother, do you mind if we just pause here for a second? It's like I'm not calling you out, but I know like we spoke about this around the call that you did mention that you did have to speak to your partner. It's like you did have one. It's like I can appreciate. Obviously, look, these decisions can be difficult, but just man to man, be honest with me. Is it possible right now that you're just maybe feeling a bit of uncertainty around the decision? Yeah, is that right, or how do you feel? Just call it out for what it is. And I guarantee you, it's
Yeah.
like if they say it's not an issue at the start and you ask for the price, it's like they're just shitting their pants. They're trying to find something to say to you to just like take the heat off, take the
Yeah,
the pressure off them.
exactly. Because sometimes I ask, like, is it you don't have the investment or uncertainty? And then they say, oh, I don't have the investment. And then after I keep going on about, like, how we can break it down into like small payment plans, suddenly they're like, oh, yeah, it's not like I don't have the investment, but like XYZ. And I'm just like, oh, so you lied. Like, and then I don't know how
Yeah,
to go back from there. It's like, fuck, you already told me you don't have it. Now you say you
call
have
them out, bro. The thing is, guys, like burn these fucking sales. I'd rather just burn them. Like, don't be afraid of like pissing someone off. I'd rather you guys came back to me with burnt ass fucking calls, guys that will never come back, and then I can show you what to fix. The problem is that when we kind of stay reserved and we kind of lean back, it's like, what the fuck do we have to fix?
it.
Because
Yeah.
we don't know. We didn't ask the shit that might or might not have worked. It
Yeah.
could have gone a million different ways. Where it's like if you just go fucking ham and just ask the hard questions, even if it's not the sexiest thing in the world, I can be like, bro, that was a great question. Here's how I would have asked that differently so that he didn't give you that response, because the question you asked was really good. It was just the delivery, right? Then we can start working on it. I want to see you guys. The whole thing with follow up, guys. Right now, hands up if you guys close a shit ton of follow ups. If out of 20 follow ups, you close 5 or more, hands up, whoever does that, right? So who gives a fuck? If they get off the call and don't close, like just burn the fuck out of them, and then we can work on just like bringing back the reels. Because the thing is like no point like, oh, I'll be nice to this guy, maybe he'll come back in 2 or 3 months. Fuck that. But at the end of the day, so you guys are a coach, especially B2C for you fitness guys. It's like a lot of your job is holding these guys' feet to the fire. Like you gotta hold their feet to the fucking fire. So do it. Show them what it's about. When they get on call them in for their fucking shit. I'm sure it will piss some people off, and some people won't like it. But at the end of the day, we can always fix that. I can't fix someone who isn't willing to ask the hard questions, right? So let's do that, bro. Next call I see from you, I want to see you like either close a deal or just piss someone off, or they're trying to spam veins popping inside their head and they're trying to leave the Zoom call. Maybe not like that, but you know what I mean. It's like ask hard questions and we can fix it from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, okay, I want to ask another question, but I don't want to take up like everyone's time.
Let's do
Go
this.
for it, Tim.
Let me. Who's that?
Oh, that was me. How's it going, Jacob?
Oh, what's happening, Chris? How are you?
Doing good, man. Unbelievably busy, but doing all right. I think Sam's asking a lot of great questions, and it's funny because everything he's experiencing, I've experienced myself, and then also the advice you gave, Jacob. There's a point where I finally broke, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna see these people a second time, anyways. I might as well just fucking go for it, and I just did, and it's changed a lot. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I've also been really cognizant about people I know I want to make a connection, relationship with, and I wouldn't burn the bridges there. But when it comes to people who like I just find as a lead randomly through like some spreadsheet, then it's like, you know, I'm probably never gonna see this person again, and I might as well just make the most out of the opportunity I have now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like people don't buy from people they like. They buy from people they think they know. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the thing. It's like even if it's someone we know, like if if any of you guys were to get on a sales call again with me for whatever reason, obviously that wouldn't happen because there's no reason to. But let's say you did, like I would ask the hard questions, and I would still potentially I'd be willing to piss you guys off because I know that's what it takes. If like let's say there is issues at the end where there's limited beliefs in the way for you guys to make the change that you need to make, because that's the job of not only a closer but also a coach. Where it's like if you know that this person needs something but they're getting their own way, I'm gonna call shit out. Because the minute they overcome that, they get the thing that they want. So why wouldn't I do it? That's my job. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah? No? Doesn't work with A types though. It gets you
Yeah,
with
yeah.
A types from my experience.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
tried this
well,
with a doctor, bro, and he was pissed. Like at
Yeah.
the end of the call, like it was like, bro, he was like, I don't know, it was so annoying, bro.
With A
He's
types
like,
is like
why are
there's
you
different ways to
asking me
handle it.
all these questions? I don't have to answer to you. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. The thing with A types guys is like A types are actually the most insecure prospects. Because like who gets on a call and gets pissed off or acts all macho? The real thing is like, okay, well, if they are doing that, they're trying like, they're spinning their dick around. It's like we just lean back. I say, cool man, so you sound like you're gonna have everything together. Obviously, look, you have a success here, you're great as a doctor. It's like, can I ask, like, just obviously respect, like, what have you done to kind of like achieve X, Y, Z in the last 5 years? Because you kind of sound like based off the career, like kind of an action taker, like you do what needs to get done. Like, what have you tried so far? Right. So you see the question just leads into a trap where it's like if he's 40 pounds overweight, he probably hasn't done very much. Right. So then once we get him to open up his shell, we can also pre-him and say, look, man, I don't mean to be coming across as rash. It's just for me in terms of like to be able to know if this is a good fit, because between the winners and the losers, and then we do the identity frame. We have people that do well and the problem don't, then we can pre-frame it and ask the harder questions, right? Because we're giving you a reason as to why we're asking it. But let me just do a call review here really quick. Email, I think you sent me one. Did you DM it to me?
Yeah. Just guy was a little bit tough. I think we're just it was with my business partner, and so they're fighting back and forth kind of thing. I gave you all those time steps all over the place. There's objections here and there.
Give me the number one timestamp. The number one you want
The
me to go
number
for.
one is honestly just look at it from the price pitch. I mean,
Okay.
23.49.
23.49. Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Hold up. Share my screen.
And then actually 26.11 is where it kind of gets like just all the 26.11 is where like the objection just start flying.
Let's see. 73.49. Can you guys hear that? Yeah. Yeah. No.
No.
No, I can't hear anything.
All right. One sec. Should be the same.
step yourself. So what we do is we start off investment, right?
Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We start off
Cool.
at initial price for a year of working with us to help you develop all these things, help you develop the transformation and knowledge. That's a 6K investment, right? However, in your case, I feel that, you know,
Oh, what? You're still talking?
we can work together at a rate of 6 months and inshallah, transparently speaking, get you where you need to get to, establish those habits. And by the way, when
See, what happens with this is like when you price drop. Now, what do you guys feel like this looks like? Someone
Just-
tell me what that looks like.
It looks desperate, like he's trying to, justify the price and get the prospect to. It's like overcompensating.
Right. Right? Because the thing I'm thinking is like, okay, this guy's charging 6K, but like, why is he explaining it? You know, it's like, it seems like he doesn't even feel confident as to why it's 6K. Otherwise, you just say it's 6K. You don't have to explain it. You know? So when he's price dropping, I would just like say it's 6K.
what's your nikah, if you don't mind me asking?
Man, I'm not even sure, but like I said, I think the family's planning around the beginning of next year, so probably like 2026 Jan or something like that. That's the goal. But let's see, it's all depending on me, you know.
Of course, no, 100%, man. Hey, you're a young guy, bro. Try to get married as soon as you can. Enjoy
Yeah,
this.
how old are you when you got married? Let me ask you.
Yo, I
It's
was
26.
Bro, who took frame?
That's the thing.
has-
Yeah, that's the whole problem with this call. The other guy took frame just to the prospect. It was absolutely.
That's the thing, bro. It's like, this isn't about framework. It's like, it's not just about what you say, but it's also how you act. Which is like, why the fuck is he answering that question? Bro, can you get him on these calls?
I don't know if I'm allowed to, but yeah.
Bro, get him on a Monday. Get him on a Monday. Obviously, look, the questions are prioritized. So I don't want those guys asking questions because they haven't paid to be in here. I want you guys asking questions, but there's no harm in them coming in and watching.
Okay.
You know,
I
so get them
think
to join.
I'll have a lot.
Just because like there's a lot of let's just keep watching it.
Actually, I did put a story out on this. I was 22, man.
You're
I got
22?
married at 22. I was 22 when I got married, yeah.
Oh, subhanallah. And how old are you now?
I'm 30, bro.
Oh, you're 30? MashaAllah, man.
I'm 30, bro. How old do I look? I should ask you that. How old do I look?
Man, honestly, I thought you're like 27.
You
Around-
can skip a
Oh,
minute
what?
and then it gets into
Alright,
the
bro.
pricing, bro. 26 and
Yeah.
then 26. Just get from there.
See, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter what we do now because we're already cooked. But anyway, let's just see what happens.
For me, it is a little pricey, but like, I mean, you do have a lot of benefits too.
Right? I can appreciate it's pricey, man. Like I can appreciate why it might be a big decision, but it's also a big decision for people to get to X, Y, Z, right? And so
Yeah.
money aside, man, like, would you do it? Yes or no? Okay, cool. Why would you do it? Right? So you have to get the tie down. Right? Before we can objection on it, before we can do anything, it's yes, I feel like this can help, and here's why it can help. If there's any buts, ands, or ifs, we don't move on until we have that, right?
It is like for myself, it's a little high for me, honestly, because I do a lot of, I have to
No,
take
100%, bro. Look, it's a big step, right? It's a big step from trying to transform your life, becoming. You think about the 3 things you're gonna get, right? Become the best
Okay.
husband you can be, inshallah. Become the best Muslim. You can't really put a price on that.
Who wants to give me feedback on that response? Who has any takeaways on that? How does that look?
He's justifying the price too much.
Right,
Oh,
but also how is he
he's
acting?
telling
How's he
the
acting?
prospect how to feel, and he's telling the prospect how to feel, not asking the questions to get a response.
Right. And how do you feel like he's
That's
acting?
right.
How's he coming across delivery wise?
Just
Bit
trying to
too-
convince
bit
them.
too, like enthusiastic.
Desperate, right? Like why is he
And then your fitness goals as well, your energy, right? So it's
Yeah, he's selling on deliverables. It's never about deliverables, guys. Like people don't give a fuck about deliverables. They care about the identity switch. Is this the thing that will get them to the thing that they've always wanted to be, the outcome that they want to achieve? They don't care about like the coaching, how many weekly calls there is, or whatever it is. They don't give a fuck, right? Because it doesn't matter what it is. It's like if it's an economy class flight from USA to Hawaii, or it's a different brand economy flight. It doesn't matter what the plane flight is. It's like, is it going to get me to Hawaii? That's the biggest thing. How quick is it going to get me there? Right? That's what people care about. They don't care about it's like, oh, does it have massaging seats? It's like, cool, that's great and everything, but it's not a big deal. Is it going to get me to Hawaii? That's what matters.
a big investment, but it's also leading to a huge outcome, inshallah, right? Potentially. So as long as you follow the program, inshallah, you're gonna get that. Now, my question to you is, let's put the money aside real quick. Do you think that this program can get you where you want to be?
Right. So he's not asking he's asking the right questions. It's just like the way he's asking them is like really bad, right? Because like you can see he's stressing here. Like he's nervous because he wants to do, right? Like he's panicking. He's using objections. And so if we go back here,
It is like for myself, it's a little high for me honestly because I have a lot of I have to
No,
take
100%, bro. Look,
I can appreciate that money side would you do it. There's no need for any of that extra bullshit. Just straight into it.
it's a big step, right? It's a big step from trying to transform your life, becoming. You think about the three things you're gonna get, right? Becoming.
Right. So he's even stuttering a little bit. Like that's the thing. It's like that delivery. Like I'm not. I wouldn't trust that guy. And it's not. I'm not mean to roast him in front of 20 guys. I'm just being honest. But it's like it's tonality does matter, and it's like being confident, being convicted in what you're saying, will get you more deals compared to what you're saying. Like I think I told you guys before about JP who I trained, who was a top 7. He had like a shit word track. It was really bad at the word track, but what he had was conviction. People just believed him because the way he spoke with conviction, he spoke with confidence. That's why people trusted him. That matters more. When I'm doing objection handling role plays with you guys, when I do it, I have conviction and confidence to the way I say it. Right. And so that's why it doesn't matter really what I say. I can use random different reframes. It's because I have the confidence behind my words. Yes, they still make sense and it's important to have both, but it's also just equally as important how you say it. Tonality, as much as people say it's like it isn't, there isn't, is important. It is. Like, this is proof of it. Right. So, Imran, I don't think there's much point in going through much more of this call. I think this guy, you need to get him on. Send him the resources, bro. Send him the call recordings. Like, he should probably watch these.
Yeah,
maybe
send
show
over
him
to
this
you,
one.
but that's just not like the A+ for us. But now that we're getting into like the 3K pips and all that stuff, like we don't want to potentially lose out on a scenario like this because we've been in La La Land for a bit.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So like whatever it is, like I think if his deal's coming in, he just needs to work more on the word track, like get to the point faster instead of wasting time. And you just don't sell deliverables. Like you don't have to convince someone at the end. It's like, well, by the way, bro, we have the guarantee and the weekly coaching. Like you feel like all those things will help, yeah? It's like what that does is, oh, please help me. I need your money. I need the comps.
Yeah, bro. Our middle of funnel has been carrying. I'm telling you, that's the only reason you're seeing these pips. Otherwise, it'd be done for.
My Merc's on 12 miles per gallon. Please just keep it there. That's how.
We lost you, Jacob.
Bro, talking to put petrol small.
Okay,
There we go.
We got
There
me back.
I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that, please. Okay, perfect. Chris, one more question. I'm gonna bounce further.
Yeah, bro. So like with tonality, like I get what you're saying. And like when I first started like taking calls, like how I was taught sales was to be like super like not friendly, I guess, like very like I don't know, businessman like. And like my whole goal was just to like make guys cry, right? Like I just wanted to make guys cry like on like any call I could. So I just pull as much like pain as I could. But then now I've started to like be a bit more friendly towards like the beginning of the call. But I was wondering because this guy was like super friendly, like towards the end of the call. I'm not like that at all. Like when I'm objection handling, like how do you vary your tone and how you're coming across, like compared to like the beginning of the call compared to like the end? Does it change or no?
Yeah, it does. So it's actually quite unconscious. It's pretty hard to fake tonality. It's like it just you come across like kind of like it's like Dexter, like psychopath kind of thing when you do it, and people pick up on it as like disingenuous. It's more just like you actually mean what you're saying. So it's like at the start, it's like it's automatically going to be a bit more like nonchalant because you just met the guy, right? But as we start asking harder questions and he opens up about his life and we know more things about him, now there's a little bit of trust there where it's like there's been an exchange of like trust where he's told the shit about himself that we've listened and we've acknowledged it, right? So then once we have that, then we can start turning up the heat. Because like I was saying to Sam earlier on, like when we ask the questions that lead into yes, okay, what I've been doing hasn't been working. Okay, I haven't done enough to get the XYZ result, and it's my fault that I'm in this situation. Now we're both on the same page. So if I roast him, or if I, hold his feet to the fire, then you can't really get pissed off because he acknowledged himself as being that person right now. Now, we don't want to go too far because what happens to people that feel shame and guilt? They just want to, dig their head into the sand and hide away. So we want to bring them up then. So that's when we mentioned the 2.0 version. And that's when you start asking hard questions. But at the start, like when you ask those kind of questions, you speak that way, it's the tonality just comes itself, right? So it's like when you know where you're going, you mean what you're saying, there's actual meaning behind it, and it's very easy for to follow. It's when you're not sure about what you're saying, you're not sure where you're going. It's because you have that. There's like, okay, what's the next question? Okay, what's the next thing I say? That's when your tonality's off.
Yeah, that makes sense, bro.
Got you. Because I could say to you, there's a few ways you could do it, and there is ways to learn tonality, but like takes years. Like it's pretty hard to do, especially like you have to kind of be like a bit of a psychopath to be able to the fake tonality. Where it's like if you just mean what you're saying, it's a lot easier. You can do that tomorrow.
No, 100%. Yeah, I was just curious about the tonality when like objection handling, because I get very like serious. It's very different from the beginning of the call,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you see, that's fine. So it's like it's a crescendo. So it's like when you're asking, it's like, look, I completely appreciate it, man. I can understand. You know, you have to go think about it. Kind of asking it. I mean, before you do go and think about it, like genuinely, do you feel like this is actually something that would help you get to X, Y, Z? How do you feel? Right. So we're still soft there because we're getting the buy-in. It's like cool. It's like why do you feel like it would help though? Okay, got you. And so like when you do go and think about it, man, just man to man and completely honest, like what's good for you that makes you want to do so? Just so I know. Right. So we're still using like a curious tone. It's like we're still trying to figure it out, like trying to help them. Right. And
Yeah.
as we go through then like money, okay, well, money aside, would you do it? It's like cool, man. I mean, like, let's just say I handed you a bag of cash for 5K and like what would you do with it? Would you do the program or like would you go on holiday to Dubai? Or why would you do the program? Because most people, man, they just like spend the money on something else. Like why would you actually, pay for the program? Because you still have to show up, you still have to do exactly what we say, and you still have to do hard work to get the result. So why would you do that? Right. And so in terms of the money, man, it's more just uncertainty around the investment. Is it that you just don't have the investment? And then when we get into fear, that's when we start turning the heat. That's when we can get serious. We can start speaking a little bit more like hold their feet to the fire kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gotcha. Cool. So we want to do all that first. We want to build like all like crescendo. So we've gone through think about it. Money. We've called them out for their shit by asking them questions. Like that doesn't make sense, man. Can I ask? Right. So that's basically what we're doing. So okay, well, you don't really have to think about it because it's a money thing. If it's not a money thing, then it's an uncertainty thing. Right. So let's just cut to the chase, man. Let's call it out for what it is. And then you can just go at it and get him out of his own way.
Yeah, got
Right?
you.
Cool. All right, boys. I got to bounce here. I got to catch a flight back to Dublin. But I hope that was helpful. Guys, again, just with like the feedback, let me know so I can, make these calls better for next week. Hope that was helpful. Let me know if there's anything you guys would change or add in, and then we can run the next call on Monday. All right.
Thank you, bro. Have a safe flight, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Jacob.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. See you later. Bye bye.